Today, I'm going to show you the 5 most common things Google looks for to suspend people for suspicious payment activity. And there's about a dozen other reasons you might have suspicious payment activity suspension too. We're just going to cover the top 5. By telling you these things, I'm revealing some of the secrets that the Google policy team keeps internal and they don't want the public to know. Let's get started with number 5, individual accounts. Many people make the mistake of choosing an individual account because they think when they have the option to choose an individual account or an organization account, they think an organizational account is a non-profit. It can be a non-profit, but what organization simply means is business, company, or entity. This can be confusing because Google doesn't do a great job in its description letting people understand which one they should be choosing if they're going to be advertising a business.
Hello? Hello, this is Dwight Schrute from the Dunder Mifflin Paper Company. Wow, that's great, because I need paper.
Advertisers try to run an account that's meant for personal use, but they use their corporate billing in the account, which raises red flags all over the place. Next up, number 4. Using a VPN, opening your account while you're international. Now, VPNs are becoming more and more common, especially when people travel internationally. As a result, many people choose to open their Google Ads account using a VPN or while they have some downtime when they travel internationally because they tend to have more time to themselves outside of work. Now, because they're not in their normal location or IP address, oftentimes will raise a red flag for suspicious activity. Google has created a profile for everyone that uses their products. This way, they don't have to track you with cookies. All they have is an identifying number for everyone that basically exists on the planet. Anytime you have activity on their platforms, like using a device, your phone, your favorite restaurant, all goes into your profile.
Anybody think about that before they hit send? Give me your phones. There! Now! Phone! Phone!
So whenever you deviate outside of that profile, use a VPN or traveling internationally, and you do something as risky as opening up a Google Ads account and putting in billing information, that is going to raise a red flag. Number 3. Failed billing authorization tests. Google sends test transactions to the billing you put in your Google Ads account. This is how they know whether or not you're authorized to use the banking details you put in your Google Ads account. It doesn't matter if you're using a checking account or a credit card. They do test authorizations either way. If you fail a test authorization, Google will immediately shut down this account.
This is horrible. Allocate has failed the test.
Now, you may be asking yourself, why would Google be so aggressive suspending accounts where the test transaction fails? I mean, it could be an innocent mistake, like this was.
This is the moment that could cost a Kansas family more than $100,000. Sarah Goodman and her family were attending a wedding at a community center in Overland Park when her 5-year-old son goes in to hug a glass statue and it topples down on top of him.
He could have died.
But instead of an apology, the Goodmans got a bill for $132,000.
Is because of fraud. It wasn't that long ago, as a private company, Google was the #1 online target for fraud. This is actually the reason the suspicious payment policy came into effect to combat this specific issue. Let's talk about number 2, billing profile mistakes. Your billing profile on your account must be 100% accurate. Google must be able to easily verify who you are and that the billing is exactly the way it is on the billing profile. It is surprisingly easy to mess this up. In just the last 2 months, I've had 2 new clients get suspended for messing up and violating in this very same way. One of them was operating a DBA for their company, but was using the main company credit card details, which created a mismatch in the billing profile. The second one was even more insidious. Their actual banking details on their banking statement, the bank had a misspelling of their name. So although they were putting their name and their billing information into the Google Ads correctly, whenever Google tried to authorize transactions, it came back as the misspelled name. Another common issue is for those who run a home business and you're using a mailing address or a suite address, but it's not actually your operational address. address. So when Google tries to verify your billing profile to where your actual banking details go, they mismatch and Google can't verify your operational address. Which brings us to the number one reason people are suspended for suspicious payment activity. And that is because they have a prior suspension in another or older account. The vast majority of suspensions for suspicious payment activity today are from people trying to come back on Google Ads after years of not being on, and they had a suspended account in the past. I get a lot of business owners who have started new businesses and they're coming to me saying, I have never opened an account for this business. But when I talked to them, they told me, oh yeah, back when it was Google AdWords 10 years ago, I did have a Google Ads account for my previous business. And I'm not sure whether or not I got suspended, but there was some policy violations in there, but I don't even know. More than likely it was suspended and now you're dealing with the repercussions of it today, 10 years later. If you watched this entire video to the end, but you did not see one of your reasons you're suspended for suspicious payment activity, that means that your issue is on the other list, which is more complicated. So you need to go here and book a call with me so we can figure it out together.